Hello everyone, it's me again, and I'm doing my next request video, which was how the expression number or talent number 7 supports that all-important life path 4. Now, as you know, your life path is the most important number in your chart. It's like it's the king of your kingdom, and all other numbers in your chart, no matter how influential or not, exists to support the fruition of that life path. Your life path is your purpose, your process of development and evolution in this lifetime. Your life path might not be something that you resonate with straight away because it is actually a weakness. It's a path of development. So it's not necessarily a path that you resonate and feel strongly with straight away. I found that quite a lot in my work with people in numerology that really did not resonate with their life path, and it is simply because it is your path of purpose. It is not a talent or a passion that you already possess. It is something that you are developing towards, a difficulty, a weakness, however you want to put it. But every lifetime we're all learning life paths. We're all the same as each other. We just learn different numbers depending on what we decide that we personally need to learn in this lifetime. So it's that life path that is all important here. Now, the life path 4 is very much about practicality, reality. It's about taking resources, ideas, plans, and creating things in real life. Now, that could be a tangible house, buildings that build tangible security, or when it comes to it could be ideas as well, emotions, because the life path 4 needs to develop emotional security as well as creating that tangible security around them. So the life path 4 is very much about creating security in your life by setting goals and meticulously achieving each step of your goals so that what you achieve at the end is strong and true. It's like if you don't put the strong foundations in and make sure you follow each step meticulously, the building that you put on top of those foundations is just going to fall over. The same emotionally, you need to learn to develop yourself by setting goals, and that security will come one step at a time when you set goals to achieve it. To achieve any goal, there is steps, and you need to be really analytical with that and make sure that each step of your goals are achieved step by step. Now, this is not going to be easy because it is your life path, and I'm going to talk to you now how your talent in the 7 energy, which is about intuition and spirituality, helps and sometimes hinders your expression number. And all that means is some elements of your life path you're going to find easier than others, depending on your previous experience and your other numbers in your chart. Like your expression number is going to help you in some elements to be easier, and there's some elements of your life path 4 that won't be so easy because it's not really supported by your expression or other numbers in your chart. So let's get started on what the life path 4 is here to achieve, and what the expression number 7 can give to you to help you achieve that. So your areas of development as a life path 4, you're here to build inner and outer security and stability tangibly and with your goals and your emotions and your mental state. With a stable foundation by working hard, setting goals and achieving them with meticulous process, one step at a time without missing steps. Now, this is a very practical life path. It's about achieving in the real world, being a practical businessman, creating organizations, even empires that you can build your own security with. And this also stretches to building a home and family. We all feel secure when we have somewhere safe and secure to go to. So it's not just about building career security and setting your goals for your work and your money making. It's also about having a stable home life, a stable nurturing family that you can rely on and they can rely on you, and you feel stable and secure within yourself. That is what you're here to achieve. But as a life path 4, that isn't going to be an easy task. There's going to be a lot of things in your way, but that's the whole point. That's the whole point of being here. You have a purpose of development and evolution that you need to take. Your talent that you bring with you to help you achieve that life path is spirituality, being able to read your intuition and believe and know in your heart that you are an immortal soul. You've been here before, you'll be here again. You know, we all have different incarnations, and at each incarnation, we're here to learn something new. So you can bring the spirit of spirituality and intuition to help you build in the real world. So channeling your intuition using your talent in the 7 to help you make the right practical decisions in the real world when it comes to setting your goals and achieving them for your life path 4. So that's in a nutshell how we can use the 7 energy to help us achieve the practicality of the 4. Because, you know, at first glance, these two are quite opposite numbers. The 4 is very much about the practicality and the 7 is very much about the spirituality. But how, pray, could you use your spirituality and your enhanced intuition, your ability to study and research and really understand the deep ideas, you know, using your keen intelligence, how can you use that 7 ability to help you set goals and achieve in this lifetime to achieve your life path 4? Well, I'm going to help you a little bit with that because I've broken the life path 4 down into between 9 and 10 sections. They're all different. Some are 9, some are 10. And that's on the left-hand side column. So that is what you need to achieve in this lifetime. And on the right-hand column, I put how the expression number that you have, in this case, the expression 7, helps or can sometimes hinder and make that element of your life path that bit more difficult. But, you know, we can still work through it. Doesn't mean just because it's not in our expression number that we still can't achieve it. It just might be that little bit more difficult, you know, and hats off to people that still push forward when they maybe don't have the natural ability to do so, but they know it is their purpose to do so. Life can be a struggle, but how do we learn without it, right? So using your spiritual ability to help foster a practical security in the real world is the nutshell and the nutshell conclusions of this video. So first element on the life path 4 on the left here, and your expression number 7 and how it affects it on the right. So first and foremost, the life path 4 is here to commit to a person, a place, or a thing, anywhere where you can put down roots and dig the foundations for your practical security in the real world. Now, this is not going to be something you find easy because you're a life path 4. You can be extremely uncommitted, disorganized, unable to commit, or missing steps, giving up at the first hurdle, especially missing steps in your plan. It's like, you know, deciding that brick doesn't really need to go in that wall. You know, I could go home 10 minutes earlier if I just forget those bricks and just build on top of it. You're not going to have a very stable structure if you do that. So the life path 4 struggles to commit to something and take the steps necessary to achieve proper security in their lives. Your expression, talent, energy in the 7, the job that in the company you keep, must, and even the goals you set must develop you inside your soul, because your 7 expression energy, where their biggest talent is their inner development. It's developing themselves all the time, using outer research and their intuition to help them come up with spiritual wisdom that uplifts them and help them have more and more faith in the world and life as it is. You know, so even the job that a talented 7, and that's what you are as an expression 7, this job has to be connected to your inner development. You know, there's a big picture to what you do in your everyday life with the job you do, your family, even your leisure pursuits. So you will and can, and you are capable of committing to a career, place or person, but only if they support your inner development, and sometimes only for the duration that you feel that they are supporting your inner development. So 7s can maybe walk out of relationships quite easily, especially 167s, or walk out of a job easily when they find they've taken all the development they need from that and just keep changing jobs, which, you know, it's for their inner development. So that's how it manifests in the world. The 7 tends to, you know, do something for as long as it connects or develops them personally. And when they feel it getting stagnant, they're more likely to walk away and look for something new. So you will commit to a person, but maybe not forever, and only as long as it supports your inner development. If it supports your inner development forever, like a family would, then you're going to stick with it. You know, there's only some things that you will walk out on, that you will decide suddenly, especially if you're a karmic debt 7, that, it no longer supports your internal development. So support your life path 4 by engaging in much, much more self-discovery. I'm guessing you already do that as an expression 7, because that's your talent, and that's what you're sort of drawn towards. So look more at self-discovery, find your spiritual path, and then really focus on committing to that path in every sense of the word. Because remember, you need to commit to something and really put some energy into it, and some goals attached to it, and some progression brought to it to support your life path 4. But you can use your expression and spiritual talent as the basis for that, helping one to achieve the other. But the detail and the specifics of how you might do that is going to be down to you. I'm just giving you the big picture of what you can do. You've got to fill in the blanks of that. And, meditation, musing, all that kind of stuff is going to help you draw this information out of your inner self, especially as an expression 7. You've got so much intuition there. Just sit in meditation, listen to what your intuition says to you. Okay, it's vitally important for you. So find that spiritual path, whatever your intuition helps you to channel, find that path, validate it with your intuition, and then commit to it in all senses of the word, including progressing and achieving goals. Then you are using your expression 7 to help you achieve your life path 4. You're here to learn to set and achieve goals, to take on your journey towards inner and outer stability and security. Foundations, structures, families, business empires, all of them, they're all built one goal, one step at a time. So you love to study in the 7, learn, research and develop personally and spiritually. It's what you're all about as a 7. You could set yourself goals relating to your personal and spiritual development to help you to follow your best path to achieve the inner and outer stability that you need. So you could support your life path 4 by setting and achieving practical but personal and spiritual goals that you achieve in the real world to build your stability. For example, a spiritual business, or a spiritual life that supports your day-to-day activities and mental health. Whatever it is, use your spirituality, your intuition and your inner knowing to support you in your practical everyday life, so that you take each step of your goals on earth and you achieve them. Okay, so use that spirituality to its best to help you achieve that life path 4 at its best. You're also here to plan, create process, procedure to ensure the achievement of your goals. So it's not just about having a goal, it's about having targets to achieve it. Which road shall I take? Which turning left shall I take? How long might that road take me to travel down, and what might I do before I get there? What do I need to do when I get there? All these little targets that lead us to our main goal. You can take those steps every day to ensure the achievement of your goals. But the 4, this is going to be a difficulty for you. So you can be directionless, you can be lazy, you can block your own progression with victim mentality and low self-esteem. There are many ways that a 4 can put limits on themselves. So your 7 talent energy makes you a thinker and a ponderer. Okay, so you have that ability to think, plan and create and analyze and juggle around information in your head. You can use your spiritual intuition and research knowledge to help you plan and prioritize your best steps towards your goals, because you've got a lot of inner knowledge there and you're a really good thinker. So to support your life path 4, ensure the path to your personal goal achievement is carefully planned, meticulously executed with perseverance and staying power. And as long as it is linked to your inner development, this should help the expression 7 stay focused on that goal. But unfortunately, only as long as the life path 7 feels that it supports their inner development. And this could be a lifetime, it could be a couple of years, but the 7 is not going to stay once their inner development has already been achieved. Right, so you're here to develop deep, meticulous focus on achieving stability the stable home, the business, the income, and building it in a security, because you can be really scattered and directionless, as I've said before. So in the 7, you're very talented at being focused, so you can use that to help you achieve your life path 4. You're extremely analytical, you've got great brain talents. I mean, the mixture of the 4 and the 7 gives you an excellent brain and very high intelligence that you can use for your advantage. You're extremely analytical. You can sit with ideas for extended periods of time and study the detail and analyze the patterns, and the information that you deem from that and the learning that you get from that is actually quite astounding. You know, you can be unfocused if you study too many spiritual subjects all at once, because the expression 7 does tend to lose interest quickly, like the 1 and the 3 and the 5. We all tend to be a bit scattered, you know, so to support your life, and this, you know, being scattered is not going to be helpful for a life path where it needs you to be focused, you know. So support your life path 4 by working hard to focus wholly on 1, maybe 2 subjects, goals. Preferably, I mean, you could do spiritual goals because that's what would support your talent energy, but maybe 2 goals at once or 1 at a time, depending on how much you can realistically do. Because too many goals at once, it just spreads you too thinly and you won't end up achieving anything with any, you know, with any success. So you need to be more focused if you're a 4. The 7 doesn't particularly help you here, because the 7 can be, like I said, quite changeable, and you know, study too much at once, we get too curious and we end up looking at too many things, and then we don't achieve anything with any depth. And the 4 needs you to develop that focus, and the 7's not overly helpful. You're able to think and analyze, and you can focus in the 7, but you are going to be a bit, you know, when you lose interest, you're going to fall away and look at another subject. But your life path 4 needs you not to do that. You need to decide on your path and focus on these goals 1 at a time, or maybe 2 at a time if it's doable. But focus is the message here. Okay, you are going to find that difficult with the life path 4 and expression 7, but it's one of your vital life lessons as a life path 7. You're here to learn to be detail orientated, organized, accurate, to ensure plans and processes and everything you do is watertight and done step by step, because you can be, as a 7, when you are, you know, really still developing or at your lowest, you can be so disorganized, missteps in your plan, and again achieve nothing because you just haven't taken the steps you need. You're quite good at dreaming up the steps that you'd like to take, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to run out there and take those steps straight away. It can be quite a challenge for a 4 to do that. So you're in your 7 energy. Your analytical research skills provide you with the ability to work with detail, organize it to ensure that your plans and processes are accurate. You have that ability to analyze that detail, to be organized with that detail and ensure everything is meticulous. You've got that talent in the 7. Use this detail skill to assist you to be meticulous with the detail when it comes to planning and achieving your goals. You know, they must be achieved step by step to achieve any security or any strength or stability for your life path 4. Okay, so that's another important one for you to achieve. You're here to develop to work hard. 4s can be quite lazy, and one of their main life lessons is to have a strong work ethic. You know, you're here to develop that ability to take on more of the workload, especially if you're a 1-3-4. 1-3-4 life paths tend to be extremely, or were in a previous life, extremely lazy, and are here in this lifetime to work darn hard to make up for previous difficult decisions. But you know, no one's perfect. If you're a karmic debt number, I've got 2 in my chart. You know, don't beat yourself up. No one's perfect. We're all naughty sometimes. So develop that work ethic, work hard, and develop enjoyment of those routine tasks and work. You know, don't be lazy, stuck in one place and allowing yourself not to progress and to go stagnant. That's not what the life path 4 is all about. It's about taking steps forward and achieving your goals. So your 7 talent energy means that you can work your brain very hard. You've got an amazing brain in there in that 7 energy. You can spend long hours reading, musing, researching without exhaustion or disinterest, you know. However, your self-discovery and spirituality mean that everyday physical, routine, meaningless tasks are not going to bring you in enjoyment really, unless They are supportive of your personal and spiritual development at the end of the day. You know, if you can't link a task, a job or a goal back to something that you think develops you personally, it's not going to be so much of a thing that you'll want to put your time into. So to combat this, you could link the everyday routine tasks to the bigger picture related to your inner development. For example, washing, for example. I wouldn't be without my children, and I take all the positives from having those children, and I would never go back and make a different decision. But with that joy and that love comes chores, and you've got to accept one with the other. So I link my routine everyday tasks, because they're now adults, one teenager, two adults, and they still live at home. I still link the routine tasks that I perform for them to my big picture of family love and security. Even now as a Life Path 7, everything I do links back to my big picture. And it's perfectly possible for a 7 to link the routine and the mundane to that bigger picture. You know, the family is the best thing ever, but there's a lot of routine and mundane involved. Don't we know that? Cleaning, washing, cooking, dealing with stroppy teenagers. It's not a picnic. However, would we go back on it? Would we change that? Absolutely not. So the 7 having to link everything back to their own internal development to help you achieve that Life Path 4 of getting out there, getting that work done, getting them routine tasks done, you know, linking that everyday routine to that bigger picture. If you can't link it to that bigger picture, it's no good. You're not going to want to achieve it as a goal anyway. So link it back to that bigger picture. Even if it's like washing, changing, throwing dirty nappies out, you're doing it for a good thing, aren't you? You've got children and you love them and you want them to be around. So link it to your big picture. You know, even the most mental and creative of tasks and roles include everyday routine maintenance tasks. The most creative of people still need to empty their bins and clean their house and do the routine tasks that go with it. And this is what the 4 needs to develop. Okay, so work towards that, taking a bigger share of the workload, working harder, being less lazy. You know, link the everyday tasks that you need to every day to something bigger than you to help motivate you to get things done to support that Life Path 4. You know, you need patient perseverance to support your Life Path 4, because every step in the process towards your goals and your stable foundation need to be taken for you to achieve proper security and stability in the achievement of your goals. You're prone to missing steps, being impatient, giving up easily, thinking, oh, well, I've got hassle, I can't be bothered, and walking away, or totally missing a step entirely and then finding your whole structure comes crashing down because you haven't put enough time into the planning and making sure that every step is taken. It's like missing bricks in the foundation of a house. If you miss bricks, if you slapdash, things are just going to be badly made and your structure is just going to implode on itself. So your Life Path 4 needs you to have patience, perseverance. Make sure every step in your plan is taken, even if it seems slow sometimes and you feel like nothing's getting done. It's important that you have meticulous, patient focus to get those goals achieved. So you need to be patient, you need to be accurate, you need to be determined, committed to take every step. Your 7 talent energy means that you persevere, you can commit, and you can focus wholeheartedly, as long as it links to your internal development, to your research and spiritual self-discovery, passions and goals. Then you'll be more likely to be patient and determined to succeed, because the 7 energy has more patience about them. Support your Life Path 7 by staying with your passions and goals, and it's likely to be in the 7 energy that your passions and goals root from. It might be the 4 in business and practicality. Doesn't matter really, as long as you're achieving your life path. So support your Life Path 4 by staying with your passions and your goals and meticulously taking each step with patience and perseverance. Even if you feel like stopping, or you feel like it's too hard, or it's just not going fast enough, don't be tempted to take fast steps or missteps out or jump over things to try and get somewhere quicker. That's not the way you're supposed to be achieving your goals. Take a breath, have some patience, because you will have a more secure and stable result at the end of it if you do. No, you must come to terms with limitation. Now, 4 tends to like, the 4 energy on your, especially a 4 life path, tends to respond with difficulty towards limitation and see it as something that's against them or stopping them doing what they need to do. And they can let that limitation stop them and completely hold them back from achieving anything. And that's not to mention the limitations that an unconfident 4 can put on themselves. Okay, and so you're here to learn to come to terms with the limitation that already exists. There's going to be a reason for that, and the the limitations that are externally imposed on you, and the limitations that dealing with the limitations that you impose on yourself. So your 7 talent energy is unlikely to follow or accept many restrictions, if I'm honest, that force you to conform to accepted norms, especially restrictions that limit your freedom of choice. You remember, you're about your inner development and your intuition. You're not about being ordered around and told to do what somebody else wants you to do or follow anyone else's bidding. You're more likely in that situation as a 7 talent energy to withdraw from the restriction and focus on your own inner development elsewhere, because no one can ever restrict your own inner thoughts and your own feelings, can they? You're more likely to isolate yourself and continue your research on your own, which, it's not a healthy place to be for a 7 on their own. They need some social contact too. So with this withdrawal adds to your self-imposed restrictions, because you decide that the world is not a safe place, and restrictions are too much for you. You need to hide away from them, or limitations. I'm just going to hide away in a cave and feel sorry for myself. So support that life path 4 by seeing restrictions as just another hurdle, another lesson, another snag to triumphantly jump over or swerve around or even adapt to for your own inner security and development. Things happen for a reason, and sometimes things aren't so easy, and there's a reason why they're not so easy, because we have a lesson to learn within it, whether we like it or not, I'm afraid. So you can hold on a little bit, you 4s, to perceived injustices from the past, wounded and problematic relationships and work relationships, mostly family, to be honest, and maybe your young life at school. You need to work through the feelings of pain that you perceive that other people have caused you for different reasons. Most of the time with the 4 energy, this pain and this victimhood mentality actually links to the home life and sometimes the father. And I would imagine sometimes the mother as well, but the roots of a 4's distress and their victimhood tend to come from their past. So, and this can be quite difficult for them for their relationships. Now, the 7 isn't going to be overly helpful here, because the 7 energy prefers time on their own anyway. They like to work alone. They're quite edified by being alone. The 7 wants relationships, but they don't. They want a relationship when it's under their terms and when they feel like, and when they feel that they want to talk to someone rather than study on their own, which isn't conducive to a happy relationship, because the other person's going to say, I'm not just going to be here when you decide that you want to see me, kind of thing. You can also find it quite difficult to trust others in that 7 energy and the world around you, and past issues and victimhood from things that people may or may not have done to you in the past could strengthen this 7 mistrust that you have, especially if you're not accessing your intuitive wisdom. However, your intuitive wisdom, spiritual, personal development are likely to help you, because you have that natural ability, and they will help you let go of past pain so that you can reconcile and rationalize it, and realize that pain is just another lesson to learn, and that pain often brings immense learning and evolution. So support your life path 4 by keeping a strong connection to that intuitive wisdom. It's so vital for you. And understand that problems are just lessons that we all must learn and transcend to evolve. Life's not easy. It's not meant to be easy. Otherwise, what would we learn? Okay, so don't let wounded and problems or perceived injustices from the past to hold you back. What are the lessons that are embedded in that perceived treatment of you? What could you learn from it? Maybe, how could you even, I mean, not all the time, but sometimes the four have contributed to the issue, but they hold on to the pain and it's the other person's fault. Not all the time, you know. There are situations where the four is totally the victim, but they do need to, however way possible, get rid of that victim mentality and treat that experience, no matter how horrific, I'm afraid, as a lesson to learn and to pick the lessons out of that experience for your development. You will feel a lot better for it. So when we're looking at the different life paths, because I keep getting asked for how expression numbers support individual life paths. So I do the 7 energy first of all. So the 4 energy first of all, and how that relates to the 7. But here I'm looking at those sub lessons. So for the 1, 3, 4, the 3 is most important, then the 1. So the 1, 3, 4 is a karmic debt, and it's accrued from laziness, self-indulgence, and not taking a lion's share of the workload in a previous life. You let other people do the work and you took the credit for that. You know, you made difficult decisions, you made hedonistic decisions, and other people did the work for you. So in this lifetime, with the 1, 3, 4 karmic debt, you've come back to work hard in order to, take that karmic debt away from you. However, the expression 7 aren't going to be quick to run around and do the work for everyone. So there's going to be times where in your 1, 3, 4 life path development, you are going to feel the remnants of that laziness that come from your previous life, because you will still express those elements in this lifetime, because that's what you're here to develop past. So the expression 7 is about that inner development again. So you could use that expression 7 to help motivate your 1, 3, 4 to make you work harder, to give you that purpose and that inner development, to make you stand ahead and get things done in your 1, 3, 4 life path, which is really, really, really important. The 22-4 is the master number. Now, the expression number 7 has the ability to connect to soul energy and channel intuition. So they both have spiritual skills and those can work together. However, the 22-4 needs to master working with others cooperatively. So the expression number 7, even though they have the ability to be extroverted and connect with others, they might not always express that in the world. And the expression number 7 might not always be all that helpful to the double 2 energy, unfortunately. So the expression 7 is... the 22-4 is a difficult path already. So the expression 7 is only going to help you in some ways. And it comes in the form of spirituality and practicality and the brain power and the ability to take channeled ideas and analyze and build them in the real world. That's where the 7 is going to help you. But when it comes to cooperating and mixing better with others, you may need to work a little bit harder at that if you're a 22-4 with an expression 7. The 31-4 needs to channel and express unique ideas and lead others confidently to the fruition of their ideas. I mean, the expression 7 would be good at bringing ideas from source energy because they muse, but they may or may not have the trust that is needed in order to express those ideas to the world. The expression number 7 doesn't really like telling people their ideas. They prefer to sort of hide in the background, which can sometimes mean that a 31-4 fails to express their innovation to the world because of their own unconfidence and their own inability to say what they need to say. The expression number 7 doesn't like talking to large crowds of people. They'd rather hide away in solitude. But with the 3 energy as well, that's very expressive and dynamic and very a doer energy in the world. So I'd say I think the 3-1-4 would possibly find the expression number 7 the most difficult, and maybe the expression 7 covers less of their elements because the 3-1-4 needs to be very, very dynamic. It's almost like you need to be changeable and dynamic and innovative in order to create security and stability. That is really the essence of the 31-4, using dynamism and new ideas and changeability and expression of new ideas to inspire, to help you be the best and most secure 4 that you can be. the 7's not really overly about dynamism and, new ideas. They like to look at what's already out there and intuit what is the truth. So the 7, the 4 and the 7 work together well. There's going to be a lot of things that the 7 can give the 4. But when it comes to the sub-lessons, that dynamism that you need to be the best 7 you can be might be a bit harder to come by. With the 404, the 4 and the 7 go quite well together because of the analytical skill you need to be a 4 is present in the expression number 7. And that 0 in the 404 life path, that 0 gives you even more potential for intuition and added perceptions and spiritual abilities. Add into that your expression number 7, you are going to be the best mix, like the 22-4 but different, of spirituality and practicality, with the 0 and the expression 7 being your spiritual side and that strong double practical double 4 energy being your practical side, using the spiritual to achieve in the practical. Okay, so I hope you've really found my video useful today. If you like the video, please smash that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, click the bell icon so you're kept up to date with all my latest uploads. If you'd like to request a reading, please contact me on my email, which is in front of you here, and my social media, and I'm going to put links to that in my description box. If you want to request a video or you want to comment, I love to hear comments from you guys. I'm going to be doing a live soon. I'm thinking in the next few days I might pop on live. When I do my next video, I'll give you the date and time. It's going to be early next week, I think. Just come on for a bit of a chit chat, answer some questions, and I'm going to be doing that regularly to give all my subscribers and all my lovely commenters a treat for making my channel what it is becoming. I love you all. Don't want to sound too much like Michael Jackson, but I literally do love you all. I love to hear your comments, by the way. Ask some questions, ask for videos. And by the way, if you want to learn numerology, I've got a course on Udemy. I'm going to put that in the description box too. As ever, guys, I want you guys to trust that soul within you. Only your gut feelings and reactions and your inner voice and your soul's intuition knows what's best for you. See you soon.